Here we go. This is a real sports show talking about real people who do real things in youth sports. This is the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. I'm your host, Coach Uncle Milt. What's up, Joe? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, this is the 58th episode. And we had a really busy week with the sports desk. We was out in Roy Wilkins Park. Shout out to Coach Holford and the Z the Great. I hope I'm saying it right. Tournament of Championships. We was out there with the sports desk. Shout out to Gumby. He taught me a lot of things about calling games. He's the Black Marv Albert of tournament basketball. He also the voice of the King Dome tournaments up there in Harlem. And shout out to him, man. We're going to get him on the show. Very interesting character. You know, he's an interesting character, man. And he was, giving me pointers about calling basketball game. And I even tried it. And, I don't like it. I'm just going to stick to the color commentary, the commercials and everything. I don't even want to be on this show, but I have to. But it's a little fast-paced, but we enjoy ourselves, the kids. Very beautiful tournament. The Roy Wilkins Park in the area is I learned that they're getting a $92 million upgrade to the park. So that's wonderful. The Congress Miller came in with that news, and that was great. I met a couple of basketball guys. Shout out to Eric, Coach Hicks from Game Over. He's gonna be in the podcast in some time, maybe next month, and we working on that. And shout out to it was a couple of coaches that coach in Brooklyn. We working on some things about getting workout camps inside public housing, like, clinics that can teach the fundamentals of basketball, man, because, when you're out there looking, you don't see a lot of fundamentals. You just see a lot of kids doing what they want to do or what they used to. But it was some good games in it, and it was a nice game at the end that Coach Holford was coaching, and he very nice guy, man. And by the way, thank you for the donation. It will do grateful things on the show. We want to thank you for that. And he was telling me on the way home that he was conflicted, because, these guys he saw come up and they coached against them, and, I guess he was beating them all the time. But when they finally got one, he was like, oh, he hate to lose, but he was glad to see the young coaches getting the experience on how to coach a game. And it was a good game. It came down to the last minute, last seconds of the game, and it was very entertaining. And hopefully we will be back next year. If he has us back, we will be back next year, and we're going to be bringing our live stream stuff there too, so we can get it to the folks on the folks out there in that couldn't make it to see the games that it was out there. But other than that, I had a great weekend. I'm a little tired from the weekend, but hey, this is what we got to do. We got to do some things that we got to stay to our motto. We have to stay to what's on our list, on what we're trying to do here at the sports show. Our numbers, kind of like crazy on YouTube, so we have to go back. We was restreaming on Facebook, but we got to go back today to see what's going on. I hope people hit the link and come in and join us, because I'm just having a new inspiration, a new energy about Uncle Milt. Uncle Milt is going into a lot of risky talk, and I'm coming out with something that it's just my observation. I don't want you to take it personal, but I'm just going to speak my mind on what I see, and maybe I can get help clarifying some details on what people do in youth sports. So we coming out with something. Later on the show, I'm gonna bring it up, and it's something fun and everything. So Sunday in our conference room, we had a meeting of the minds. It was a round table talk about youth football in New York City. Is it watered down? Is it too many leagues? Is it too many organizations? Is it too many coaches with one teams? And is it too many, And we talked about a lot of topics, and I'm going to bring you it was about 6 or 7 topics. And I'm going to bring you what topics, and we're currently cutting the tape up so we can put it out. We're currently doing that, getting it ready. Uncle Milt like to have the whistles and bells and the stuff going. So we're currently doing that, and just finding a page where I have the topics. And it was very informative. We had the people that did show up. The people that did show up. And shout out and thank you to Tyrone Franklin from Big Apple showed up. Mr. Garvin from the New York League showed up. Coach Anthony from the flag football I forgot his name, from flag football, he showed up. Big Just was on the Zoom, and also Bill Solomon, Mr. Solomon from the Titans showed up, and we had a nice time, and we really got into some serious talk about the flight, about the history, and about the flight of youth football in New York City and New York State. And we had topics, and let me say this. We invited everybody. We sent out invites. We sent out texts. I called. I called, and for any reason, to the exception of Nate Adams from Metro North, he responded, and we had it set up to him to come on the Zoom, and I don't know what happened. Everybody that came had games. Everyone, let's take out the 2 that Zoomed in because they stay in their house. But the people that came in had games. So everybody had games. There was no reason for you not to be there unless you didn't want to be there. I don't play them games anymore with people. If you don't return a message, you don't return a text, and you don't answer the phone, it tells me that you don't want to hear or deal with whatever I'm saying. Because everybody has their phones. And their phones is not too far. My phone ain't too far. My phone is right here. So if I see something pop up, if I'm doing the show, I might say, yeah, I'm on the show, or I might text back, but I return calls. And it's just not professional not to return calls. And I'm tired of saying it. So I got something for the people who do that. And it's coming off to the later of the show because I'm not going to do that anymore. It's just unprofessional, and that's it. My job is to make an observation of what I see and put it out to my viewers and the people that look at it. They trust me for the information to get the information right. That's my job. My job is to make sure it's fact-checked. I can be fact-checked. What I'm saying to you is factual, and I can be checked, and I have a telephone number. Matter of fact, 718-873-2017, 718-873-2017, and you could call me up and say, Uncle Milt, that ain't right, and I could talk to you about the facts. So we're going to take care of that later on in the show. But just like I said, it was a beautiful meeting. Thanks to the guys I just mentioned that came out, and they busy schedule to come and sit with us to talk about what's going on. What's going on. And we talked about topics, because it's just my observation. I'm just looking. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm thinking, I believe that I'm qualified to make an observation. I'm qualified to render an opinion on it because I don't belong to any league. I don't belong to any organization. I don't coach anymore. So I'm independent. I can look at it and speak my my opinion on it. And speak my opinion on it and what I see, what I observe, my observation. Should the leagues have a certain territory or particular area to do business? That was an interesting conversation. 2, it was unlimited or weighted. That was beautiful conversation. We're going to have the clips of that. Help orgs increase its divisions. That was one. Can leagues, this was a big one. Can leagues, youth football leagues operate totally independent? Totally independent. Because every league has some ties to an organization. Every one of them. Every one of them. Tell me one league in New York City that doesn't have ties. Every one of them. And I'll prove it to you. You call up and say, well, I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you the way, because I said maybe two episodes ago, should I believe what you say to me or what you do and what I see? I believe what I see. Because people say everything. They say, oh, it's not raining and outside is, well, why is the rain coming down? What is, no, it's not raining. And then you see it. So I believe what I see, right? Can we work together for the sake of the game? That was interesting. Quantity or quality? That was one. And the biggest thing was New York rankings. New York rankings, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into that a little later on about New York rankings. It was very interesting conversations about that. We're going to be playing it probably another week or so. It's not going to be something that's going to be on the show. We're just going to put it out, and you just go to YouTube and look at it. And it's going to be very nice, It was fun to do. It was a little long-winded, but hey, we got it out. And the next one we're going to do is going to be the prominent organizations around youth football to come in, and the big ones to talk about a list of things too that I'm gonna write out. So it was nice, man. It was, I'm kind of proud of myself that I pulled that off. It wasn't easy because dealing with folks and I didn't get everybody I want. At the latest hour, I met a dynamic brother, man. David Patterson from the we talked yesterday, and he's from the Pioneer League up in the Bronx, and he has a dynamic program up there, and it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different than the normal youth football programs, but he explained to me it's an area that's needed. And when we finished talking, I had to tell him, man, brother, you opened my eyes to something that I didn't want to do. And what he's doing, and we're gonna have him in the studio. And he's gonna explain his program, and I wanted him in the meeting also, but it came after, and we're gonna do something about his program and get that to light on what he's doing and things, and get that to light. But other than that, man, it was good. It was good, man. I'm looking at the little clips and things, and remember little things that we was doing, and it was funny, it was informative, and so that's coming. That's coming soon. And that's we're gonna put that out because this conversation needs to be had. I was so disappointed when the two other leagues didn't show up. They didn't show up, And I was disappointed with that because this is something that you put down. You put down and you make time for because it's always, oh, this one, that one is doing this one is doing that, and there's no competition, man. There's no competition. This sport is big enough to house different factors of it and different things of it, but we got to sit and talk about the setbacks, and it's the setbacks is these grown-ups that can't stop with their ego, they being egotistic, they can't stop with their little petty stuff, and it's crazy, but other than that, just like I said, we're gonna bring it out and it's gonna happen, but it's next. It's starting on something. I'm trying to turn to the page because I was working on this. Last night. Woke up, and I was working on this last night. It's Uncle Milt's, right? It's Uncle Milt's, the Fuller Blank list. That you're going to be on the Fuller Blank list. And the definition of Fuller Blank is knowingly lying about a situation, untrue talk and unwriting, nonsense, it doesn't make sense what you're telling me, and being misleading and deceptive. Now, Uncle Milt is going to be the referee of this list. I'm just making an observation. When you get on this list, it's going to be a reason why you get on this list. And this is the reason. Something comes across my desk that I feel like is a story. Because we a media company. We not TMZ. We don't play that gotcha stuff. So, I come with the rules. I'm trying to be fair, right? I might see something. A team might be something. I might text you. Do you got so-and-so and so-and-so? And you got the text and you decide to say, Uncle Milt, secretly, I ain't going to respond to this. I feel why you not responding to it because I'm going to fact check what you say to me, which is true. But you don't understand the rules. The rules to this is you answer the phone or call back and say no comment, and that's what I will repeat. I will repeat no comment. That's the tap out. But no, you guys don't want to do the tap out. Y'all want to say, oh, I'm not going to respond to you at all. So I said, okay, I'm going to step the game up. I got the list. I'm going to report it. And I'm going to say, he's on that Fuller blank list because he doesn't want to respond to it. So you're going to have no choice but to talk to me or text me because you're going to be on that list. I don't want to talk to nobody else. I want to talk to the person of interest or the person that's responsible to make the decisions of what it is. Be professional. You got 3 rules here. You could tap out, no comment. You could say, Uncle Milt, man, off the record, this would happen, that would happen. We figure it out together. I might tell you, man, I got to say that, bro. Come on, and we'll figure out together or just tell the truth. Yeah, Milt, that's what it is. Report what you got. Report. Not here to pick on you because on this platform, I am the only youth sports show that's independent. I don't belong to no one or nobody or no league or no team. I'm independent. So I can talk about what I want to talk about. And I have no vengeance or no what you call it? Vendettas with no one. I might throw shots at certain people that throw shots at me, and I might throw subliminal shots, but it's all fun. But you have to know it's you, or he's talking about me. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about me. Yeah, that message was exactly for you, because I might say it in a way that only you and me know. You know, I'm not interested in hearing statements. Please don't see me on the football field and say, well, Uncle Milt, man, I was, no, I'm not interested in those statements. I'm interested in talking about the facts, because when I open my mouth about it, because I already fact checked it with a few people. Don't get mad because I'm asking the people, because I'm fact checking what you say. If you are saying, if you're telling the truth, or if you choose not to deal with it, you can't invade me from trying to find the truth. If you avoiding it, you know what I'm saying? You can't evade me to try to find the truth. That's what they do, Yeah. So, call me up, with these statements. I'm only interested in talking about it on this platform because I can debate with you about facts. I'm not releasing my sources, but it's facts. Is it true or is it not true? But and I'm going to tell you what it is, what my facts, what my findings are. My observation is this. You got to explain what that means. I got it wrong. No, Uncle Milt, you got it wrong. But okay, explain to me how I got it wrong. And you only can do it on this platform. Because I'm not interested. They talk to you after the show is over. I'm not interested in talking to you on the field about it. It's done. It's finished. You're on the list. And that's it. Like, why didn't you call the show and tell me that? Well, all right, then why didn't you pick up the phone and tell me that? Well, why didn't you answer the text to tell me that? Giving benefit of the doubt for those who respect that, those who have respect, those who are professional. I would give you the benefit of the doubt. Those who are professional with me, I'm going to be professional with you. And the last thing, just own up to your mistakes. I own up to mine all the time. I misspoke. I did this. Own up to it. That's how it goes away fast. Because you have to understand, at the end of the day, you have to do something for me to talk about. I can't talk about something that you don't do. That you don't do. If you do something and it's hard to hold a secret with people, as this show grows, I had some people that was sources. Yeah, I had a very small source base. But as you do this show and you go on the field, I have a lot of people who be feeding me stuff. I decided to, I gotta hear you out, but I gotta investigate. Don't think because I don't put it on the next week's show that it's over. I am doing my fact checks. I have to have the whole story together first, or all the facts together. So when I question someone, I know what I'm questioning them. I'm listening to what they say to me, and it already in my head. I already know, and that's the case. So this is the full of blank list, and we're gonna have people on the list. We're gonna have them on the list. I'm not gonna do some top 10. I'm just gonna say, oh, this is Uncle Milt, full of blank list, and he's one of them, or she's one of them, and she's on it. And if she wants or he wants to call me up, like I said, my number is on the screen: 718-873-2017. That's 718-873-2017, and we can talk about it. Let's get it popping. Let's get it going on, So I want to talk about something, and this story just came to me. Matter of fact, it's not a story. I just trolling Facebook, and I'm seeing. Matter of fact, we're gonna wait till after hour. We're going to a break soon, so we're gonna wait till after. Let me get the thank you for the guys giving me the standards, and thank you for the New York League. We're gonna be doing games, reporting on their games and winning or losing. Thank you for Garvin for giving me the information, and thank you for guys that's giving me the standards. Ones that gave it to me directly or indirectly, thank you. for that. So we can say that. So with the New York League, first week, there's their first week, New York League. Shout out to Garvin from the Skyhawks. Their first week games at the Peanut Division. They had a game on the 25th for Saturday. The first game, it was due to COVID. The Kings Bay Panthers, and is they Panthers? Yeah, Kings Bay Panthers, and the Rifles from Springfield was a forfeit. I guess they got to give them 2 points. So I don't know. I got to look how that go in the rankings. Another game was Bayside Raiders at the Peanut Division. Bayside Raiders against the Queens Falcons. The Raiders was 0, Queens Falcons 14. The next game, which was on Sunday the 26th, the Bronx Knights 0, the Brooklyn Skyhawks 22 at the Peanut Division. Well, Junior Pee Wee Division on Saturday, 2 games. The LBX Empire. So somebody call that up and say where that team is from. LBX Empire was 0, and the Springfield Rifles 32 at the Peanut Division, at the new Junior Pee Wee Division. Stand to be corrected, Junior Pee Wee Division. Sunday was a game, the 26th, at the Junior Pee Wee Division, the Bronx Knights versus King Bay's Bengals, 0-0. That was a tie, 0-0. Nobody could have scored a touchdown? Wow, that was a good defensive game. Wow. At the Pee Wee Division, the Greenpoint Spartans against the Queens Falcons, 6-24. The Queens Falcons was 24. They won that game. The LBX Empire 0. Springfield Rifles. That was a 4. Well, that's the same. There was a forfeit on the game. It was a forfeit on the Peanut Division and a forfeit on the Pee Wee Division. LBX Empire. Wow. Okay, well, another forfeit. It says one probably was due for COVID. I ain't saying nothing with this one. Bayside Raiders 0. The Brooklyn Skyhawks 36 at the Pee Wee Division. Sunday, that was a Sunday game. The shout out to Miss Jerry at the Brooklyn Panthers 0. The Bronx Knights 42. Wow. Wow, that was game. All right. At the Bantam Division, Saturday game, Greenpoint Spartans 18, Queens Falcons 28. Also, LBX Empire 22, Springfield Rifles 0. Bayside Raiders 0, Brooklyn Skyhawks 56. They put up 56 points? Wow. Brooklyn Panthers 44, Bronx Knights 20. That was a good game. That's at the Bantam Division. And at the Intermediate Division, Friday, they had a Friday game, Grind Academy 0, Harlem Jets. Oh, that was another forfeit. Wow. The Bronx Scorpions, the Van Cortlandt Titans, that was another forfeit. Wow. The New York City Lions, 28, Queens Falcons 8, and the LBX Empire 38, Springfield Rifles 0. That's it. Thank you, Garvin. Keep sending it to me. I'm going to let everybody know. We're going to come back later in the day and say where they're going to be playing at this week. So we're going to go to commercial break. We're going to come back with Uncle Mills full of blank lists.
A community fundraiser. Each of us helps one of us. Think of a community hit with an epidemic that created financial devastation, massive unemployment, housing problems, and food shortages. To help the community to weather the tough times ahead, we must pull our resources together and create a cycle of funding. A one-time resource is help required. Each of us helps one of us With this continuously cycle of support, we'll relieve the burden off of you, the individual, with the help from the community. To join our community, email us at eachofushelpsoneofus@gmail.com. Leave your name and date of birth, and we'll send you the instruction video.
To create a perfect student athlete, you must enhance these attributes: mind, body, and soul. In other words, education, fitness, and nutrition must be a part of your life. And it starts right here at the New York City Youth Sports Initiative.
Here's 5 ways to support NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. 1. Push the subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. 2. Donation. What you can. It will be appreciated. 3. Promote what you're doing or your kid's achievement in youth sports with our $10 on-the-screen ad spot. $10 per show or $30 a month. 4. Share this podcast show with others on social media. 5. Buy our show's apparel on Amazon.com. Thank you for your participation.
We're back. NYC Youth Sports, Uncle Milt. Listen, I had a little pause there a little bit. Listen, I was working on the story and I finally got a little bit clarification of the story. I was at a Chief game, the first game, at Canarsie High. One of the coaches asked me and says, "Milt, why we don't have the Staten Island Hurricanes on our schedule?" So I said, "Yeah, well, according to the paper here, they're in the North, and so I was like, okay, because I don't know. Let me look into it. I called up Tyrone, and he told me, round about why, what he's doing, but it wasn't on the paper yet. And I've been trying to get the paper for 3 weeks now, and I finally got it yesterday. So now I got the standings for Big Apple for week 3, and I'm looking and I'm doing my observation, and I got my first question, and I could probably answer the coach's question, because the way Mr. Franklin tell me is that he has a South, he has a North, and this D2 standings I just found out about that when I looked at what he sent me, and I'm like, they got a D2? So he has a South, which probably is D1, and a North, which is probably D1 also, and he has a D2 standings in Big Apple. This is what he has, right? That's what the standards are, right? So I'm noticing in his definition, and I hope the coach from the coach is listening, his definition is that, which made sense, that the teams that's in Manhattan, and he picked up some Jersey teams, and Staten Island, they're all kind of like in the same area, which makes sense, right? Which makes sense. The teams out in Long Island, and the teams that's in Brooklyn, and the teams is, the rest is the North, and they play each other. So I said, Tyrone, I have to wait to the playoffs? And he said, no, they're going to play in their own little situation, the South and the North, and then they're going to meet up in the Super Bowl. I'm like, that's full of blank. Come on. We have to wait till the Super Bowl to get competitive games, because I'm looking at it and I'm saying the Chiefs is just blowing everybody out They ain't scoring because they playing a bunch of D2 teams. If you look at the schedule, and I'm like, what's going on? And I try to ascertain the South schedule, and I can't do it. I can't get it. It's like the Holy Grail over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think, how many D2 teams that the South is playing? Because I'm saying, you kidding me? They can't play the Jets that's sitting at 8U in the South 3-0 is not on their schedule. The Knights at 3-0. The 11U Knights at 3-0. The show is at 3-0. The show at 12U. That's the game. We want to see that. We want to see that game. That game, the show at 12U and the Chiefs at 12U, that's the game. We gotta wait till the Super Bowl to see that. Come on, man. There's no guarantee. It's a one win and out. Let's say something happens. And something happens. God forbid something happens. We're not going to even see that game. We got to see that game now, man. That's got to be a crossover. This is a real crossover right here. These are real. Come on, Tyrone. You got to switch something around because come on, man. We got to wait. So, and call me up. Call me up. If I'm wrong, I want to see this. I want to see the South schedule. How many D2 teams they're playing? Because if you look at their schedule of D2, the only one sticks out is the Bombers at 12 and 13. And everybody is everybody's getting punched up on, man. I don't know. If you had them all playing together, who would stand out? So the Bombers must have, I don't know. I gotta see the full schedule. I gotta see the full schedule. Because the way I'm looking at it, I'm trying to piece this together. And other people calling me about it. That we playing a bunch of D2 teams in the North. Come on now. It's the middle of the season. It's 3 games in. We gotta see good football now. Stop. We're not gonna wait to the Super Bowl to see one game. What is that about? I'm just making an observation. So somebody call me up to clarify this. I was told on my phone that I don't talk about certain leagues and what they do. Do you understand this now? This story has been brewing, and I got another story that just came in. That's silly season to me. I don't get it. And I'm going to get into that a little after this. So call me up, somebody from Big Apple, and explain. And where's the South schedule? I got the North schedule. Where's the South schedule? How many D2 teams they're playing? And if there is, and you got D2 coming from, if you got D2 teams coming from the Long Island and Brooklyn and playing and playing in the South, because you got the Rangers at 8U in the South at 8U, and then you got the Avengers in 9U in the North. That's a Queens team.
Call from Coach Chris.
Yeah, Chris, I'm on the show, bro. All right. Yeah. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. That I don't understand that. It's kind of, explain that. I'm just making an observation. Can somebody explain that? Explain that to me. So if you got the Rangers coming from Queens playing in the South, you could get the Chiefs. You could get Freeport. You could get, who else? Hempstead at 10U. You could get, who else? PST at 13U to play some teams in the South in the regular season. Not no waiting. In the regular season. They was traveling to Staten Island and Jersey last year. Why it changes now? Or 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago before COVID, they was traveling. Don't change it up now. You know, I understand what you're going. You still could get what you're going to get, but we want to know before we go. We want to know before the Super Bowl and the playoffs in the Super Bowl. We want to know what's going on, man. We want to see. This is why we speculate. This is why we sit in them stands and say, I don't know, they played da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just making an observation. If I'm making a wrong observation, just let me know. So I hope I answered the question from the one of the chief coaches. This is what he told me. I'm hoping Tyrone kind of like tweak it and give us some games. Not games we see, you know, you beating up on D2 teams. Give us some games so we could talk about it. So we could talk about some games. All right? So, you know, moving on down the line, that's it on that situation. Is another situation that's on a blank list, full of blank lists. The full of blank list. It just came to me. I don't understand this. It's the most UTL got a rankings? Give me a break. UTL got a ranking. And they only ranking 8 teams. Come on now. Give me a break, man. Ralph, I'm serious. I don't understand it, bro. You was helping them to do this. You help them to do this, and you just like, they already was shooting down what you were doing. This is Ralph Draper, bro. They already was shooting down what you were doing. They always was shooting down what you're doing. You had your own thing, and you're just gonna trash. You're just gonna trash it even more. Come on. You kidding me? This is the most. This is the top of the full blank list. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Anybody? I mean, come on. This is like laughable. It's already you already got a D1 ranking that's suspect. It needs to be worked on. It needed to be worked on. And you say, okay, I'm going to double down and I'm going to do a UTL. This is you all the way. I'm going to do a UTL list. And I'm like, come on. Come on. This is laughable. Don't you know, and I told you many a times, that things just got to be done independently. You can't do this and have ties. You can't critique your own team and your own team that you represent in your own banner. What do you do? This is crazy. You're gonna critique your own teams under your league. I don't get it. And I look at the schedule, because Adam came out with a disclaimer, and it's all on Facebook. It's all on Facebook. Because I was looking at it, and I got a lot of highlights. If you see the camera, if your camera zoomed down, I got a lot of highlights on their schedule. But I got this, week 3 standings. They are not in seeding order. No, they're not. He said, due to the late updates. Okay. Please check power points, and then if a tie, check points allowed. Then so on and so on. I say so. So I'm gonna read off the playoffs, right? I don't make this up. I'm just making an observation of it. So it says also 4 teams will make the playoffs, right? Out of everybody. It says if the division has 3 remaining teams, right, the 5th seed has a bye. If the division has 2 remaining teams, both play in D2 Super Bowl. So I guess, how he's doing his playoff, and the last remaining team, they're playing in a D2 Super Bowl. And if you look at the bottom of his list, I don't know how that's going to be entertaining. But if if the division has 4 remaining teams, then 1 and 3, that's how it's supposed to go. 1 plays 4, 4 plays 2 plays 3. Okay. This is the most funniest thing that I ever heard, and I've been in youth football close to 10 years. If the division has 1 team remaining, you can't have 1 team remaining when you just got 1 team. It will play out. I said it would play out of the conference team or the worst losing team out of UTL division. 1 playoff team. You sitting at 13 with Workday, 1 playoff team, and he has no other teams in the standings. I don't know how this happened. He got 1 team. He has already 2 wins and 0 losses. His points for is 75. His points allowed 7. What team is he playing? Is nobody else here? I'm just making an observation. I'm making an observation. Can somebody explain to me this here? It was explained that it wasn't in the seating order, so that's gone. That was explained. So I understand. I'm not going to get into the way they sitting because it's all confusing, but I understand. It's not in seating orders. But can someone explain to me about Workday? Workday don't have a playoff and Super Bowl. If you're playing crossovers out to someone league, it doesn't mean anything. I was always against crossovers that don't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And here's the example. Workday is the only team in 13U. The only team in 13U. What do you do with Workday? He's playing teams that has a day off. I'm just making an observation. And I'm like, wow. So you got to see this to somebody call me up. Please call me up. Tell them I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm full of this and all that. Call me up on the show so I can ask some questions. Because I try to call them up and they don't answer my call. So call me up. Or I'm just going to say it. If I don't get the answers, I'm going to say it. It's just what it is. They stop me on the street. Man, what's going on? I don't know. I don't do the schedule. They telling me to say something. I want to say something. I investigated. I want to say nothing but say something, but I want to add the other people in it so it can be fair and impartial. I can get 2 sides of it. But if they don't want to participate and because I'm pointing something out that they was trying to mislead you, or they was trying to be what is the meaning when they try to tell you a downright lie about it, and they don't want you to find out about it. They tell you some full of crap things, some full of blank things. Let's be honest. We talked about the rankings inside the meeting on Sunday. Some liked it, some didn't mind, some I don't care. I look at it like this. And I'm making this observation. What I do on this platform, because I'm the only independent, impartial sports show in New York City, totally honest. I'm not going to be censored by no one. I don't have to be censored by no one. I have ties to no one. So I feel like if I want to talk about what you're doing and I want to build a platform on it, I have the right to do it. I run by everybody, what I do. If you like, everybody has 5-cent cans in their house or recycle bottles, right? And they put it out on recycle day. They don't take it back to the supermarket and get their nickel back for what they bought. They put it out on the recycle. And here comes this guy. Maybe it's me. I have like 3 or 4 carts full of cans full of cans, and I pull up to your garbage or your recycle bin, and I take them cans and put it inside my bag, and you look at me. And I do this every day, and you come out the next day with your next recycle day, you come out with the cans and say, "Oh, Milt, what's going on? How you doing? I want to get in business with you so I can get half of what you got there that you built. And since you needing what I got, I should be in business with you in partners." I'm looking at you like, dude, I was up 4 a.m. collecting these cans for the day. How we are in business? How are we? If you don't want your cans, if you don't want me to have your cans, don't put it out. Don't have games. If you don't want me to talk about what you do, don't have games. If you don't want me to critique your teams, don't have games. You play the game on this level. This is youth sports. This ain't professional. You don't have games on this level. You don't own nothing. You own what you do. And it's all supposed to be for youth in the sport of the game. When it becomes that I own something, I understand that you have something. You're doing it for your personal pleasure, and you helping kids and things. The respect is due, but no one's dabbling into what you're doing. No one's putting out a league and getting teams and holding a game over there. No one's doing that. If someone independent wanted to do rankings, they should do it because they talking about what you're doing. You have to have games before you do rankings. It is wonderful to do rankings because it critique on what the kids do. And it's only going to be one winner. What do you do with the rest of them? They have to have something to look forward to coming to the program next season. They have to. It's only right to come to look and say, man, I was number 3. Let's try to be number 2. I was number 5. I was number 10. Let's try to be number 9 or number 8. We have to work hard to do it. It's a coaching tool, but we cannot taint it with BS. This is BS. The D1 New York had their little issues about it. It was some little issues about it. I didn't, particularly, when Ralph brought it to me, I didn't really was comfortable. And then Ralph could call me up right now because I'm telling the truth. I wasn't really comfortable. He said New York needs it. New York needs it. He sold it to me, and I like the entertainment value of it. But it was supposed to be on his show, not mine's. I don't understand what he's doing. He had his own lane. He was doing promotion. Do he still want to do tournaments in New York? He had his own lane. D1 New York, he had that. And, he just had to build up supporters in New York. That's what I felt that he had to do, is build up supporters in New York. So, he has people on the ground to represent what he does. That takes growth. That takes doing it. But you don't align yourself with this mess. Come on. What makes you football honestly and pure is the independence of it. And staying away from the people who has hidden agendas, the people who is making it all about themselves. It's not about the game. And the people who's misleading you, is telling you lies, is telling you BS. It's staying away from dumb people. If you come with this is crazy. You can't critique your own product. And see that it's going to be impossible. They're not going to believe nothing you say. Nothing you can do if I don't understand. So I'm going to say how it should be because I worked on it. The New York rankings, the criteria of team ranking. It's got to be a game. It can't be any scrimmages. You know, let's go to the break, man. I went a little too far. Let's go get this break in, and I'll be back. I'm going to the criteria of team rankings. We're going to come right back. Uncle Milt.
A community fundraiser. Each of us helps one of us. Think of a community hit with an epidemic that created financial devastation, massive unemployment, housing problems, and food shortages. To help the community to weather the tough times ahead, we must pull our resources together and create a cycle of funding. A one-time resource is help required. Each of us helps one of us with this continuously cycle of support. We'll relieve the burden off of you, the individual, with the help from the community. To join our community, email us at eachofushelpsOneofus@gmail.com. Leave your name and date of birth, and we'll send you the instruction video.
To create a perfect student athlete, you must enhance these attributes: mind, body, and soul. In other words, education, fitness, and nutrition must be a part of your life. And it starts right here at the New York City Youth Sports Initiative.
Here's 5 ways to support NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. 1. Push the subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. 2. Donation. What you can. It will be appreciated. 3. Promote what you're doing or your kid's achievement in youth sports with our $10 on-the-screen ad spot. $10 per show or $30 a month. 4. Share this podcast show with others on social media. 5. Buy our show's apparel on Amazon.com. Thank you for your participation.
We're back. NYC Youth Sports. I'm going to continue. New York rankings is necessary. It's necessary to have New York rankings. But we got to do it right. We can't take crap on a plate and serve it. And it's going to be more questions. How do you do it? How do you go on? What is the criteria? What is something that we can fact check? You just can't just do it and come out and have nothing and say nothing and then get in your feelings when somebody breaking it down. It's silly. It's silly for a league to have a ranking system. It's silly. You already got ties to an organization. That's iffy. Now you're gonna double down on it and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do my own rankings." How are you supposed to believe that? So when they start looking at it, you giving them something to break down. I can look at it and see that there's a lot of different questions, and you're not going to answer it. you're not going to answer it because you're going to say something crazy like, oh, what are you doing? Come on, man. Stop all that. All that. It doesn't make sense. So I came up and I worked on it, the criteria of team ranking. First, you gotta play a game, not scrimmages. A lot of teams want to say scrimmages is a game. It's not a game. Scrimmages is a live practice, period. It's in a practice setting, in a controlled setting, and games are not controlled like that. Games are being governed by whistles and the clock and penalties. So, it's no way that you could have a scrimmage control like that. So let's take scrimmages off. It's a practice. Games are consistent it should be 4 quarters, halftime, and referees. Or it can be 4 quarters and referees. You don't want to do a halftime, whatever. You can do that. You only gonna have the head and head in season games and tournaments. Season games and tournaments. This is why tournaments was important, because you don't get a chance to play head to head in the season with the other leagues. This is about bringing us together in youth footballs to get pure competition and competitiveness. This is not being about separating us. So yes, we do need tournaments. Ralph Jaber has a lane of that. The phenomenal Mike and Jay, they do a little games here and there. That game should be respected if it's a game with referees and in a game setting. So that should be respected. That goes into the rankings. Is how those teams. Now, if you don't want to play this team and you don't want to whatever, figure it out. Figure out how you want it. You don't want to go into the tournaments to play head of that. Have your own game. But it's got to be a legit game with impartial referees in 4 quarters in the settings of a game. That's going to be respected. Also got to be respected is all the New York ranking that's on the New York ranking. All the teams got to play in New York. Going out of state is not considered at all. It's a New York ranking. It's not, oh, I went to Delaware. Oh, I went to Georgia. Oh, I went to Florida. No, we don't care nothing about that. Nothing. We don't care nothing about that. It's a New York ranking. It's to play New York teams in New York. We don't care about your stories out of state. Once you leave out of state, we don't care what you do. Unless you win the D1 national championship. That's when we care. And we're going to celebrate. That's a good win. Regionals and all that is what it is. People, that's another conversation at another time. 4 is here's the criteria for ranking youth football in New York. Head to head. That's season and tournament season. In season, tournament season. So you combine the win, loss, and ties. That's the best way to do it, is the mathematics, because you have to play the game. It has to be a winner and it has to be a loser. So you based on that, and you based on the head-to-head, and you add those numbers up, and you have that number. Whoever has the highest number is high on the ranking. We all play the same. They all play the same games. So you play less. If you play less, you be less on the rankings. If you take out scrimmages, because it don't count, so we're not counting that. Games, head-to-head games. Somebody is on the top, you play that person, then you get the points if you win. If you lose, you get no points. So if you want to add it up, which is fair, winners 10 points, tie is 5, losers is 0. So you add up the points. If there's a tie, Then you go into the percentage, the winning percentage, and it comes up with a number. Is there's a tie in that? And if there's a tie in that, then you points allowed and all that mathematics come up, and then that's how you got some type of base of a ranking. So when somebody says, "Oh, I play that team and I beat them," okay, what is your number? What is your combined win, lose, and tie numbers? Because that would count. That's like a report card. That's like a team report card. You can't cheat numbers. It is what it is. An official game is an official record of the game. And if you use this platform and you let us know that you have an official game, we'll take records of it. But I am currently working on putting together a panel of people to govern New York rankings because I like it. I like what it is. And we're going to rank everybody impartial. Everybody impartial. Nobody, I'm part of this, I'm part of that, you got ties. It's too much. It's just too much if, ands, or buts. It shouldn't be no if, ands, or buts in true rankings. It's what it is. That's what it is. Well, why is it not that? Read how we're doing it. You have a question on how we're doing it, call us up. Should it be governed by win, tie, and loss? Those numbers. Head-to-head competition. Winning percentage. That is the simple way of doing it. It's not hurting the kids. It's improving the kids. It's improving the kids. It's giving them something to go to the all season about, to get right. Instead of giving them a second place trophy, give them something to say, oh, okay, it's only good in sports to give them something to think about over the off season to get right. Because it's totally up to them. The game is up to them. None of these grown-ups is tackling and blocking or none of that. They on the sideline talking. So give the kids something to look forward to come to games. It's only good. You know what I'm saying? Ralph Draper brought this to us. I like it, but it's gotta be done right. It's gotta be done right. It's gotta be a fair, impartial, and the main thing is it has to be transparent. You can't say this and say that. If you want to say, they got to be they got to be in a tournament. It could be anybody. It could be his. It could be the phenomenal Mike and Jay's games that they do. That's considered not scrimmages, games. They did some games. That's a game setting. But you have to seek the head and head. So once we get the results from them, we just report on the results. Very fun, but you can't do this. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. Come on. Can't do this. This is laughable. This is laughable. And then, because you don't like people laughing at you. So, come on, man. This is laughable. It's ridiculous. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the prettiest of the wall? It's me. Who was going to say otherwise if you critiquing yourself? You can't take this and make this your own and say, oh, I'm going to sit on top of the mountain and it's going to be me. And some people might say, man, leave him alone, Milt. Don't bother him. And let him do. Come on, it's not about that. It's about the sport and the kids. You got kids over there. Come on. Come on. You got to get on board with this. We talked about this Sunday, man. We can make this better. We can make this sport better and bigger if we work together. No one's saying anything about you're doing business. You're trying to do business. I get it. You trying to, everybody, everybody's doing something. I'm doing something. You think I'm happy with my current numbers? No, I'm not happy with my current numbers. No, I got to work harder. I have to work harder. And that's how it goes. If you're in it, struggle, setbacks is part of it. Everything can. None of us can start off on top of the tree. We have to climb from the bottom up, and that's the way it is. And this ain't the way to do it. Come on. This ain't the way to do it. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Come on, man. This is so ridiculous sideways. This is crazy. I'm done. That's it. Anybody want to talk about this, man? Telephone number 718-873-2017. That's 718-873-2017. I'm still doing what I got to do, man. What's coming up with us? We got a couple of we had a cancellation on a guest tonight that I really want to get in, but we're gonna reschedule and do it, do it another time, and maybe, we probably go to the person and get it done. It's because it's about promoting what kids do in youth sports and everything, and that's what it is. But schedules collided and things came up, and it wasn't able to do that. And I had something else I was talking about. So when I did the rankings, I did. It's just like, come on. I don't know what games is coming up, but I'm gonna talk about, because New York League send this in, so we're gonna report about their games, their coming up games. I had nothing for no one else but New York League. Shout out to Mr. Garvin about giving us this. And you got this October 2nd, Saturday. The Brooklyn Skyhawks is gonna be versus the King Bay Panthers, and it's going to be in Kings Bay. They say Kings Bay Panthers, and they say King Bay. Okay, it says Kings Bay Bengals. I mean, maybe a little typo over here. You just got it. Queens Falcons versus Springfield Rifles. That's going to be at Roy Wilkins in Queens. Bayside Raiders against the Bronx Knights. That's going to be in the Bronx at Williamsbridge Oval. That's the Pee Wee division. The junior Pee Wee division on Saturday the 2nd. The Brooklyn Skyhawks versus the Springfield Rifle. That's at Roy Wilkins. That's at 12 o'clock. Sorry, let me go back. The Peanut division games at 9 o'clock in the Bronx. Kings Bay. In Kings Bay, 9 o'clock, 9:30 in Kings Bay game. 10 o'clock in Roy Wilkins. That's the Peanut division. And a 9 o'clock game in the Bronx at the Oval, Williamsbridge Oval. And junior Pee Wee game is 12 o'clock. Brooklyn Skyhawks. The Springfield Rifles at Roy Wilkins in Queens at 12 p.m. The LBX Empire versus the Bronx Knights. That's the Williamsbridge Oval. That's at 11 o'clock up in the Bronx. Williamsbridge Oval. That's a junior Pee Wee division. Pee Wee division, Saturday the 2nd. 9 o'clock game at Greenpoint Spartans versus the Bronx Knights. Not Brooklyn, Bronx Knights at the Oval up at Williamsbridge Oval in the Bronx. That's at 9 o'clock. Saturday 2nd, 12 p.m., LBX Empire versus the Brooklyn Panthers at Gersh in Brooklyn. Is at Gersh Park, and that's at 12 p.m. Sunday, the Brooklyn Skyhawks versus Kings Bay Cougars. That's at Kings Bay Field in Brooklyn. That's at 11:30. At 11:30, Queens Falcons versus Bayside Raiders at Casino. Or is that Casino Cordial Park? I think that's the one that's on College Point. It's on College Point. That's in Queens, right? That's at 11:30. Bantam Division, the LBX Panthers versus Brooklyn. LBS Empire versus Brooklyn Panthers at Gersh. That's at 2 o'clock. 2:30 is the Bronx Knights versus Greenpoint Spartans at McCann Park. Where's that at? Is that in Greenpoint? I gotta find that. That's McCann, McCarren Park. That might be in Greenpoint. Yeah, they play in Bronx and Greenpoint. All right, at 1:30, the Brooklyn Skyhawks versus King Bay Jaguars at King Bay Field. That's at 1:30 p.m. And 1:30 p.m. Sunday. That's a Sunday game at 1:30. There's another 1:30 p.m. Sunday game, Queens Falcons at Bayside Raiders at Casino Cordial Park. Is that? I gotta find out what that is. It's in Flushing somewhere. That's at 1:30. Yep. And at the intermediate division, Saturday, 12 p.m. You know, you got the Harlem Jets versus Van Cortlandt Titans, and that's at Van Cortlandt Field in the Bronx at 12 o'clock. At 2:30 is the LBX Empire versus the Bronx Scorpions. That's at the Harris Field in the Bronx. 1 o'clock on Saturday is Grime Academy versus Queens Falcons. That's at the Moth Park in Queens. Mafera Park in Queens. Right? Saturday also 2 o'clock is the New York Lions versus Springfield Rifle. That's at 2 o'clock, and that's at Roy Wilkins. So that's the game in the New York League. That's the game. If you send me the information on time, I will put it out. We're working on getting coming up next week. We're working on getting the Pioneers schedule to and put that out. He has a league he told me he has 6 teams in 6 youth football teams in New York and the other 6 in New Jersey, and they play within their own little situation. I told him I'm interested in any youth sports team, organizations, whatever stories that's happening in New York. Remember, you guys, we have a Facebook page called NY for NY. That means New York for New York. You place whatever's going on in New York in youth sports and kids programs on that site is NY4, number 4 NY. And that Facebook group is only to let people know in New York where to go, what's going on, what to see and what to do in New York City, in New York State, in New York County. Place it there. You know, we're going to create this Facebook page just to promote what's going on in youth sports. And I'll take a peek at it, and if for some places that I want to pop up on, I'm going to pop up on. And some places I want to bring my sports desk and do the game or support you in any kind of way, we're going to do that. We still at this moment is working on a live stream show, a live stream as a sports show, rather. A live stream as a sports show. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be something to watch. You know, we still putting that together. We're going to have more news for the state games next week. Next week, we're going to launch what we're going to do for the state games. What we're going to do for the state games. We will have some type of something, and we're working on it, and this the I's got to be dotted and the T's got to be crossed. And let me say this. We're not looking to get into tournaments. I got too much to do that. We're not looking to get into tournaments. But I do want to pick certain things I want to do and have something that the podcast show can be a part of and put together. The state tournaments is one of them. We also want to do a combine, Olympic-style combine for the kids in youth sports. It don't have to be football. It's just the kids in youth sports to show up to do some tournament, not tournament, some combine type of skills, some field type of skills, and that we're putting together now for the kids. All right, to promote them, and that's pretty much it. Far as football is concerned, basketball we're gonna do a drive clinic, like a clinic tournament, like not a tournament. What'd you call it? Not a tournament. A tour, a clinic to teach. We're putting coaches together to teach basketball in the housing projects. We're going to be going to Brooklyn, Queens. We're going to be going to the Bronx, Manhattan. We're going to pull up with the sports desk, 2-hour workout with coaches. We're going to teach kids the fundamentals of basketball, and we are working on that right now with some coaches. And that'll be out for next spring and next summer. We're just going to pull up and just do a workout clinic, a clinic on teaching you how to dribble, how to shoot, and the podcast show is going to be a part of that. We also going to get into flag. We're going to get into flag. We're not trying to do tournaments, but we're trying to support the people who does those programs. We want to highlight the people who do them and be supportive with them. That's what we want to do. So we're going into that. We're going to go into that, and that's pretty much it. We want to do a track meet. Yeah, it's just highlighting the things that we're working on as a youth sports show, and we're working on that. And I like to just put out the list of what we're doing, man. I like to tell people what's coming up and work towards it. So it's not just about a show in the studio. It's about getting out there and letting the people know what we do on this platform. So that's more important to us, And just like this, we got a guest show. We promote guests, and we have them come in, highlight what they're doing, call us up, talk about it. Hit us up on Facebook in our Facebook group, NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show group. Or, hit us up in New York. That's NY, number 4 for NY. And hit us up and let us know, and we highlight you and, things like that. So we're about to get out of here, man. It was a short night tonight, and we want to thank people that did viewing. Thank you for allowing me to vent a little bit about some craziness that's happening in youth sports and telling you what we doing on the site. Continue to support. Hit that subscribe button. Tell people about us. Share our channel. Support us if you can. And if not, just if you see me on the field, just give me thumbs up. I'm doing the right job, or I'm not doing the right job. I'll listen to instructive criticism. I will listen to it, but any foolishness, I'm gonna walk away. Any foolishness, I'll walk away. So that's how it is, man. So that's what it is, and I thank you for showing tonight. God bless. Good night, and see you next week.